first time on my page, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're here returning and you're a subscriber, thank you, because I know I've been really inconsistent, but I'll explain. You know how in the last video I was talking about how like, oh yeah, I'm really on top of my stuff, like I have all of this together, but then all of this happened. I just did a lot of things. I traveled. Obviously the pandemic is still around, so trying to do that with a grain of salt, but definitely trying to do a lot more things for the community and really putting myself out there again, and just seeing you guys again is just something that I really am looking forward to. But with all that being said, I will be your pal in learning how to roller skate, and on this page you'll be seeing tips, tricks, tutorials, and maybe some lifestyle stuff and vlogs depending on where this channel evolves to. But I really hope to make YouTube something that I'm on more long term. But with that being said, so in today's video we're going to be talking about how to pick a good skate spot. The best way to remember this is the 3 S's. You're going to have safety, surface, and skill level. I'll explain. The first S is going to be safety. I know it sounds really generic, I know I'm not your mom, but do you feel safe in the area that you're skating in? If it's an enclosed area, are there multiple exits? Can you see your surroundings clearly? And I mean, like, if you do a 360, do you feel like you can see everything and no one can be hiding or anything like that? And if you said no to any of those things, that may be a reason to look into a different skating spot. If you really don't have any other options, I definitely recommend sharing your location with a friend, sharing your location with your parents, but also when it comes down to sharing locations, I want you to be aware that you don't have to share your locations all the time. It is a very huge safety concern, and something that I have as a good rule of thumb is I don't typically post where I am until I'm an hour or 2 away from that location, just because you would never want someone to show up on you while you're roller skating. Okay, so the second S is going to be surface. Do you feel comfortable skating on the surface? Is there debris on the ground? Is there glass on the ground? Are there sticks on the ground? Cracks? Literally anything. If there are things on the ground which cannot be resolved with like a quick sweeping, you might want to pick somewhere else. Another thing is, as sucky as it sounds, you know, if you fall down on the surface, how badly will you get hurt? I know, because a lot of us are outdoor roller skating right now, our only real options are concrete, and concrete hurts when you fall down. So you want to make sure that if you are skating in an area where you feel like it is a little bit uncertain or rough, I would really recommend wearing your protective gear, so you know, your knee pads, elbow pads, helmet, wrist guards, all of that, just to make sure that you feel comfortable. And last but not least is skill level. Do you feel confident using your toe stops? If you don't have your toe stops in, do you feel confident stopping without toe stops? Do you feel comfortable going all terrain sometimes? Obviously roller skates are not meant to be in grass and dirt and sand, but sometimes in an emergency case you may have to step off to the sand or step off into the grass, and you need to feel comfortable getting onto those surfaces and then getting back onto the concrete or the asphalt or whatever you're skating on. And this also includes, you know, stepping down ledges. If you're in an area that has a lot of stairs, do you feel comfortable navigating stairs? Things like that are something that I feel a lot of people overlook. So I think it's really important to make sure that you have those foundations built up. And I talked about this in the previous video, to have your foundations and solid skills on knowing how to, you know, get on and off of grass, get on and off of dirt, get off sand, or even if you're a beach skater, you have to be able to navigate sand traps and things like that. And last but not least, and I will literally stress this in every video, do you know how to fall down properly? And before you ask, yes, there is a right way to fall down and there is a wrong way to fall down. The right way to fall down is when you don't get injured or your injury is really minimal. The wrong way to fall down is when you start to break things or sprain things or twist things. That should not be happening. So if you're experiencing any of those things, make sure to, like I mentioned before, wear your protective gear, or you can always do ankle supports or even wrap your ankle if you feel like your ankles aren't necessarily the strongest. But if you're in that position as well, I would recommend starting to do things to strengthen your body all around, because as much as roller skating is something that is on your feet primarily, it is still very much a full body experience. So making sure that you feel comfortable and confident in your body all around is something that's super, super, super important. Bodily awareness and self-awareness are things that are very hard to be taught, but over time you can definitely learn and adapt, and roller skating is all about learning and adapting. So if you want to become a really great roller skater, I really recommend taking all these things into consideration. And don't only take my word for it, definitely listen to other roller skaters and people who have been skating for years. This is not something new, and I just want to make sure that people understand that this has been around for a while. So there's nothing wrong with having new interests, and there's nothing wrong with getting onto something that became popular, but just make sure that you take the time to learn how to participate safely and learn how to interact with the community in a way that is complete and genuine and authentic. Oh my god, I feel so rusty. I'm like sitting here like, oh my god, I just filmed a whole YouTube video. I'm literally going to try so hard to do better with this. I don't care if I'm having to film videos in advance or what, but I'm going to try to do better at this. But like I said, thank you all for being here. Seriously, whether or not you're from the Instagram fam or you're new from the YouTube fam, thank you for being here with me and supporting everything that I do, because seriously, it means the world to me. So with all that being said, go roll.